I would hear comments like, oh, it's time to let go of that, or it's time to wean, or, they're talking, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And
Why are you even asking that question? We will stop when we stop. It's none of your business.
it really is
Who
none of your
cares?
business.
This absurd amount of mom guilt and who is or what is making them feel this way, because my hunch is it's probably not their kids. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on that. Where did each of your, in the pink room, or I've listened to you guys talk it to death, where did your each individual mom guilt come from, or who did it come from? Which one of you guys wants to start? This is so fun. There's two of you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I never get tired of talking about the subject, because even though we made that pact and we're so passionate about ending our mom guilt, like, it's still there.
Yeah.
And it still comes up all the time.
Oh,
It's almost like a
man.
constant thing
Yeah.
where we have to be very cognizant of that guilt. But now we're more aware of it, and we are better able to overcome it when we do experience it. So
you catch yourself.
yes,
Yeah.
so I can talk about this all the time.
Okay, good. I don't feel so bad then.
I think it's probably something you don't ever actually achieve.
Do you guys remember, like, where would this have originated for each of you? I'm curious.
So for me, if you don't mind, I'll go first. For me, I think I've experienced mom guilt on so many levels for so many different reasons, and all throughout different seasons of motherhood. So when the kids were like all below the age of 6, or when I first became a mother, I think that my first encounter of mom guilt is when I tried to go back to work full time. And it was a very difficult transition for me to go from being home with my baby. And I was an attachment parent, so I wore my baby all the time. We co-slept. Starting at 6 months, I co-slept. And also I breastfed.
Okay.
And so I was that mom trying to go back to work full time, and then pumping. And I would drive home on my lunch break to deliver the milk to the grandma that was watching the baby at the time, or the daycare, depending on what day of the week it was. So my mom guilt really came,
Or if you're doing something different, kind of like I said a little bit earlier, you immediately feel like you're falling short. Oh, well, I'm not doing what they did, and here they are claiming to be like experts or something,
Right.
or all these other people are agreeing with the same things, and they're all doing those things, but I'm not, and it doesn't feel right for me. And so, we put that on ourselves a lot of time, which I do agree with.
Yeah.
And then I do think there are other mothers who do outwardly judge, and and then you can be a recipient of that too.
I agree. I have to say that I did experience a lot of, I guess, guilt. And it was a result of maybe other people in my environment pertaining to breastfeeding, which is interesting, right? Because you're doing something that you feel is like very healthy for your child, that feels natural to you.
Yeah.
So I have 3 children. I breastfed all of them for over 2 years. And when I wasn't home and I was working full time, of course, I was pumping to provide for them. And so what I experienced was that once you go over that year mark and you continue to breastfeed, there's a lot of judgment about that.
Wow.
Yeah, which I think is interesting because
I don't know why I'm saying wow. I should not be surprised by this, but go ahead.
which I think is interesting because from day one, I always supplemented with formula. And when I was told I had to use formula because of my lack of milk production, I didn't even think twice about it. It's like, for me, it was kind of like, however I can feed my child and they have a full belly and they could sleep well at night, that's what I was going to do. So I know a lot of women are like 100% breast milk or 100% formula. I didn't really consider that. I was just doing what I thought was best for my child. So I actually supplemented all with formula. Yeah. And I never once judged a woman for formula feeding at all.
Why would you? Like,
why would I?
It shouldn't even cross our mind.
No,
It really should
never
not.
even occur to me.
It really should not. So it was just really interesting when I felt like I was being judged a lot for being breastfeeding, especially over the year mark. Because at the age of 2, I even breastfed for over 2.5 years. And I really just allowed my children to wean at their own pace. And that's just the mother I was. And they all did it in their own time, and I let them do it in their own time. But it was amazing how judgmental people were about that. I would hear comments. Sorry, I don't.
No, go ahead.
I would hear comments like, "Oh, it's time to let go of that, or it's time to wean, or they're talking, or you need to do this, or you need to do that." And I felt almost like shame if I was at like an event or around other families or anything like that, and I continued to breastfeed. It's like, and I was very much the mom, like I would always cover myself up because that's what felt most comfortable to me. But even having to say, I'm going to step out and I'm going to go breastfeed in a room because I'm afraid of what everyone will think. It was really interesting.
I'm just,
You can do,
yeah.
I mean, you never went.
It's like, oh, when are you guys going to stop?
Yeah.
How long are you going to go for? It's like, why are you even asking that question? We will stop when we stop. It's none of your business.
It really is none of your business.
Thanks so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this conversation, please give it a like and leave me a comment. I want to know what you guys think. Also, if you're looking for more information about how to be a guest on the show, please go to our website at humanityunlockedpodcast.com. We only record shows in person, and we are located in Sacramento, California. Oh, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you tap that button so you can get updated on weekly episodes as they go live. Is that it? I think that's it. See you guys next time.